Hi students. Today I'm going to teach you how to write compelling resume in cover letters, and I'll give you some examples. So resume is arguably the most important portion of your internship or job search because you use it to build up a very good first impression. And also it's a sample of your writing skill, which is very critical in almost every business position. So your ultimate goal is to convince the employer that you are qualified for the position that you apply to. Then you need to understand what they are looking for, right? It certainly varies for different positions, but according to a survey of NACE, which is National Association of Colleges and Employers, here are the top 10 skills almost every employer value. So you want to make sure you clearly communicate some or most of those skills. Let's start with the basic of formatting. So first, you want to summarize all your brilliance into one page. This is an unwritten rule because prioritizing and communicating succinctly is a must for business roles. You also would like to adjust margins to make it easy to read. And font, because you're in business, I recommend using professional and conventional fonts such as Arial or Times New Roman. Also be selective in using bold, italics, and underlines because you want your resume to look clean. Be consistent with spacing, indents, and emboldening and date format because those details really matter. If you would like to be doing consulting, this means a lot, especially when you are delivering presentations to your clients. And finally, proofread. This is something people would tend to ignore. On top of the resume, you would include your name, Berkeley email, phone number, and a hyperlink of your LinkedIn profile. You don't have to add your physical address because nowadays nothing would be mailed to you. And it's also for a security reason. No need to write objective because clearly your goal is to get into this job and it's not adding value. So unless you are in a unique position such as switching to a different career, you don't need that. No personal information such as gender, age, ethnics, photos. And no reference at the bottom of your resume because it's assumed that reference are available if required. So first session, education, which is very self-explanatory. You should include your degree, graduation date, GPA if you feel comfortable, relevant coursework, your study abroad experience. Here's an example. I sometimes suggest adding a project or paper presentation session because this is an area that you can communicate your problem-solving skill, especially if you don't have much internship experience. So the main body of your resume is your experience. They can be internship, student organization, volunteer, etc. You don't need to separate them into different categories. They are all experience. So in most cases, please use verse chronological order because employers would care about your most recent experience. But if you have done something directly relevant to the position that you're applying to, definitely move it up to the top. Start each bullet with a strong action verb and proper tense because you want people to clearly capture what you delivered. So avoid phrases like be responsible for. Show but not tell. I highlighted this because it's very important. It means don't just walk me through what you are supposed to do, aka your responsibilities. Pick those things that you feel proud of. So think about what has been solved or improved when you are in that position. Quantify your result is particularly important for finance people. For example, how many people were impacted by your work? By what percentage did you exceed your goals? When talking about the tangible benefits you brought to clients or your company, highlight those employers can resonate with, such as save time, increase efficiency, generate revenue, cut costs, improve customer satisfaction, etc. Here's an example. I know sometimes you don't necessarily have the opportunity to see the impact that you made during your tenure. Then at least add the meaning of your work. For example, instead of saying I created 20 client reports every month, you add something like I created 20 weekly or monthly status report to ensure clients constantly received complete information. Finally, you want to add some information that doesn't has to be belong to a specific organization or a certain time. Indicate your level of proficiency or number of years experience with your computer and language skill. You also would like to stand out by adding things that let your personality shine or maybe some conversation starter. Here's another example. So this is it for the resume part. You may think about right now some companies make cover letter optional. Yes, that's true. Then how would you approach it? There is of course the chance that employers honestly don't see much value in this document. But it's also entirely possible that they want to give you the chance and find out how interested you are on the position. Think about you were being invited to a friend's birthday party and you have been told that you shouldn't feel pressure to bring a gift. Do you assume your friend really don't want a present? So I would recommend go ahead and submit the cover letter anyway. On top of the cover letter is the contact information, both you and the hiring manager. If you know who is hiring, be specific about their name. If you don't know, you can simply just say, Dear hiring manager. So the first paragraph of your cover letter is about why them. You need to demonstrate your research of the company. Highlight why you are specifically interested in them. So you can include where you'll find the position, name of any referral or contacts if you have met them in a career fair or an event. So here's the example of my cover letter to the position that I'm currently in. As you can see, I wrote down all the details to prove that I understand the role in the team at a high level. One thing to note is you don't need to say this job will allow me to learn X, Y, and Z because employers is more interested in learning about what you can do for them, which would be addressed in a later session. So session 2, you can divide it into several paragraphs. This is about why you. I highly recommend using this T format. Please take a look at this example. In order to do that, you first need to understand the role. Read the job description. It normally has 3 parts. about us, responsibilities, and qualification. So you will start by proving your qualification, which is your present, your key selling points. Prove that you have exactly the skill that they are looking for. Then you back with examples of your skill, which is past. So show some evidence. Okay. And then finally, don't forget to circle back to the organization and adding about the future, what you can do for them. The closing part is very simple. Just say thank you for your time and consideration and look forward to talk about your candidacy in an interview. Indicate the way that you would like to be reached. So this is the essentials about writing cover letter. After watching this video, I hope you can go ahead and polish your own resume and cover letter. And if you would like to have follow-up conversation, please go to Handshake and schedule a talk with me or David. See you later.